Hello Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Stellaris in our Song of the Stars series. The very first thing I want to do as I kick off this series is I want to double check something. I didn't even look at this outside of the recording. Holy crap, I have so much in my outliner that I just need to minimize completely. But I'll get to that in a minute. Set Goss, let's have a closer look at you, shall we? You've been giving us so much trouble for so long with your resource production. Yeah, you're on a research focus. Why are you on a research focus, Sector Goss? Did I set you on that? Completely forget. So why don't we go to an industrial or a financial focus and generate energy credits. That way you never have a problem again. Maybe you'll still have an issue with minerals, but I'm not worried about minerals. I've been at the mineral cap for a long time. So that hopefully will fix Set Goss's problem. Let's also have a look around at other... No, I don't want to do that. Sector management. Thank you. Let's have a look and see if there's any others that are at zero production. Yeah, Set Goss is, but hopefully won't be for long. Second floor is also at zero, but it's balanced, so maybe that problem will solve itself. I could tell it to switch to energy production. Tell you what, let's do that. Why not? Financial focus. So they also will bring in energy credits. All right, so let's go ahead and minimize sectors. Factions, we have the docile slaves faction, but none of these slaves are... Ooh, we have an emancipation movement that's gaining influence. Cost a little bit of influence per month. Yeah, let's go ahead and suppress it. I don't want that faction to gain influence. And then successionist commandos, but only 2 supporters. Sorry, I'm reminding myself what these numbers mean. This is the attraction rating of the faction relative to the loyalist faction. This is the actual number of followers. So I'm suppressing the big ones and generally leaving the small ones alone. So yeah, we've got 11 pops interested in this. The docile slaves faction, this is of course all my slaves, so that explains why they're such a large faction. But okay, that's that. Let's go ahead and minimize factions as well. Observation posts. We have a few set to aggressive observation. We could go for increased social research if I did more aggressive observation. Let's do it. We've been abandoning this policy for too long. And it looks like there's a few where we could actually begin integrating them into our society. So let's have a look at those as well. So this is in Drogena, here, which is in a system it looks like we've already populated. And this is a what? I don't see anything about... All right, early space age. That answers my question. Thank you. That's what I wanted to see. Can I not see it? Oh, no, of course not. They're not a... I was looking for an item here, but when they're actually a full-fledged civilization, there's not a little icon to show me that there's like a, you know, like there would be, for instance, for a native civilization or a Stone Age civilization. Even when they're a full-fledged space age civ, there are different options. So yeah, this is Drogena. Let's go ahead and switch to covert infiltration. It's going to have some costs, but that's fine. Now, also Hinumium. In another system that we have colonized. Let's go ahead and covertly infiltrate them. Utpal Zajkax also needs to be covertly infiltrated. So we're going to have a lot of these notifications popping up. And that's everything. All right, so let's minimize our observation post. Armies, we can leave those on for now. Well, no, we don't. We're not really invading right now, so I want to minimize that. What else? I mean, civilian ships. I want to take this construction ship and give him orders right now because we have a lot to build down here. Mining stations, research stations, mining and research stations. Actually, I did that kind of backwards. Should have been there and then there, but that's okay. All right, then we'll be good. What about you? Where are you? And can you do anything else? No, but you're on the border where I will probably need you. So I'll go ahead and leave that as is. Now we have a couple of military fleets. Okay, so generally what's going on right now is we are expanding out this direction. 2 arms at once, actually, we're expanding. There's a couple of different worlds we can colonize, and we're very rapidly doing it. It's been a lot of fun, actually. There's a couple of colonies here that I need to set up, but I want to make sure that I haven't already given that order. I don't think I did for Flanita 4 and Alathion 3, but I've been giving a ton of orders lately, so I just want to make sure. And then there are some tomb worlds as well that I'm terraforming up. So Othvomia 2 is currently, I think, being terraformed. Oh, no, it's not. I thought we were terraforming this. Okay, well, let's terraform it into a tropical world. Let's get that started. Could have sworn we were already doing that. Now, we have some tomb worlds elsewhere that are, in fact, being worked on, right? No? I know we do. Maybe I just haven't started all of them. It's probably the one in Doranma. This is the one that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, this is terraforming. Because that's in a system that we already populate. So we can expand our core territory without doing anything. And then it looks like in the Coria system, that one's not being populated either. So I have some work to do. We need to earn the energy credits to do it, though. That's going to take a while. What about here in Kajan? Is that the other one? Yes, it is. That one is a good ways along, too. So anyway, we're expanding in that direction, but we're also expanding in this direction, and we're mainly focused on that. There is one thing I want to do, though, to get a little bit of extra influence out of the game here. I want to go ahead and declare a rivalry with the Copenjaxi hegemony. This is only going to give us a little bit of extra influence each month, but we're probably going to go to war with them before too long. They're completely inferior to us in everywhere. Their fleet power is equivalent, but their technology level is inferior. So if our ships went toe-to-toe, we would win. And we have so much territory, we'll probably continue to accelerate ahead of them. So let's have a look through the planets real quick, make sure that I haven't forgotten to upgrade anything. Furtist looks like it's nicely repopulated. Now, there is one population that's not as happy as the others, though. Why is that? So this population is Xenophile. Militarist. What's your deal? Why are you less happy? Interesting. Are there options? Hang on. This planet's putting out a ton of minerals. Can I maybe replace... Oh, another thing I need to do. I've got some research buildings here that, frankly, I need to... It's a power plant. It's a power hub. These are power plants. People have been pointing out that I have research buildings here. But, yeah, the physics lab actually has voices working it, so I don't know what people were talking about. There should be no impact on science research from that. Now, it looks like the planetary capital is being worked by one of you, so let's fix that problem. We want the voices running the capital. Other than that, though, I think we're okay. And then Nalsara, how are you doing? Suramet. Okay, this is a very unhappy voices pop. What's going on here? So this is a materialist xenophile. Why are you so unhappy? Just a number of social factors right now. Maybe that'll go away over time. I'll leave that for now. But yeah, it was just startling, and I had a commenter point it out, and I was just curious about it. Okay, now I suppose we need to get some colonies set up, don't we? Iriamen is a pretty tempting target. How much would it cost to colonize that? 188. Don't quite have enough. But I do want to go ahead and get the borders headed out that way. Let's go ahead and put the game back up to fast speed so it's running. Reservation breached. Oh no! A massive alien warband somehow managed to breach the reservation perimeter on Lavasmet. The alien, or Lavasmet, however you want to pronounce it, the alien warriors spread out into our countryside and massacred many of our colonists before their host was finally driven back into the reservation by our security forces. A colossal impact crater hints that something big collided with the surface of this moon once. Okay, research it, please. Can I potentially... Can we kill those primitives? I don't know. Another thing I need to do, I'm noticing there are a lot of worlds where I haven't built spaceports yet. I think I've got spaceports around all of my initial colonies, but I haven't built colonies, or haven't built spaceports around a lot of my ancillary colonies. And building those, I don't think I'll have control over what goes on them once I build them. Then again, maybe I will. Tell you what, let's experiment with one and find out. Unpause the game first and foremost. Another gigantic skeleton. How many times have we seen this? Are these science ships just chilling? Yeah, they are. What are you doing? You need to be doing things. Let's go ahead and upgrade. I've got a couple of science ships that need to be upgraded, and then I'm going to put them back on auto exploration. Didn't even realize they weren't doing anything. Okay.
Ships upgraded.
Pretty soon we're going to have the ability to colonize Iriamen. And then once we've got that, it'll be a lot easier to colonize some of these other worlds out here. We'll have complete control of this arm of the galaxy. It's going to be great.
Research complete.
Research complete. Hey! Ethics divergence, minus 10%. Satramine gas. Do we already have that? Please tell me I do. No, not quite. But we can look for it now. Oh. Ooh, better speed hyperdrive. That's tempting. X-ray lasers, too. Also tempting. Yep, let's go for the faster drive. It's going to take a long time. A large mineral-rich asteroid collided with Tiamat 2C at some point during the previous 1,000 years, in what must have been a major impact event. So where's this? Ah, it's way down here. Won't be relevant just yet, but I am shocked that we don't have access to any of that new resource yet. Is there a way to... I know that you can just look for resources that haven't been harvested yet this way. It'd be great if there was some in my home system. But I am just appalled that there is nothing in my territory that has that special vapor. Also, looks like we've got a continental world here that we need to colonize. Actually, yeah, let's do it. I don't know why it has been colonized already. It's only going to cost 78. Well, actually, no then. I thought it was going to cost less than that. But we do definitely need to colonize it. We've got a number of worlds here that need to be colonized. We basically just have a lot to do. Now, this is a holy world. We can't touch that one. It's in our territory, but the Ukno-Praknar Watchers will come after us. Something fierce. And the Asmore system as well, we also need to colonize. So much to do, not enough time, is the general feel of this series at this point.
Special project complete.
Interesting. The Coils of God ceremonies end. Our campaign of subversion has disrupted the Coils of God ceremonies on Drogana. The nobility abandon their cult. The looping graffiti on walls fades. The young return to playground games about flirtation, murder, and other healthy childhood pastimes. There is a rash of suicides among Coils priests. If there was a crisis, perhaps it is past. The loop never ends, but it is not always completed. Okay, these are both going to give us the same. So yeah, let's just say that. I'm really curious. This is related to Horizon Signal, if you were curious what that was. I'm really curious as to what is going to be happening. As our expansion on Null Iblaranda has stabilized, certain individuals have begun to move away from our view of the world. A group of spiritualists have begun to peacefully propagate against our government. They see that our materialistic view of the cosmos is limiting us and distancing us from the soul. What's this now? Null Iblaranda. Interesting. This is a first for the series, actually. It seems like there are some people trying to break away from the collective mentality. Let's just bribe their leaders, because it looks like this is where they will move toward a new... Basically, this is where voices populations are going to have some ethics diversion. So yeah, let's bribe their leaders as a way of preventing that mess from happening. Interesting. That's one of our furthest out colonies as well.
Anomaly found.
Aerostatic lift to remain buoyant. Ah, unknown structures are floating in this gas giant's upper atmosphere. They appear to be using aerostatic lifts to remain buoyant. Research. Maniacal is a good trait? Research speed plus 5%. Okay. I guess it is. I'm still
System survey complete.
so shocked that we don't have any of that new resource anywhere. I also don't see any of it anywhere, which is unusual. It must be in a specific part of the galaxy. Oh wait, no. There's some satramine gas in the Wii U system, and we are. Oh, that really shouldn't be funny that there's a system called the Wii U system. If you're not hearing sirens in your head right now, well, now that I've said this, you probably are, and I'm so sorry. But anyway, okay, so there's our satramine, and we will be able to get that pretty soon. Oh, no, I can't stop laughing. Oh, okay. Anywhere else, though? Like, in my territory? That would be nice. What about out here? Any out here? If there is a research finder, commenters, please, for the love of God, tell me about it. Or not research finder, but resource finder. That's what I meant to say. Because I don't know of one.
System survey complete.
Yeah, strategic resources. This is just a list. It doesn't actually show us. We actually don't have a lot when it comes to strategic resources. Okay, so I need to build more battleships. What are my rally points right now? Do I have any? I have Nalzaroth and Nal-Ulaz set up as rally points. Tell you what, let's go ahead and cancel the Nal-Ulaz rally point. Nalzaroth is currently also not host to any fleets, so we'll cancel that one too. And we'll set up the first Namagnoli, which is in Sexaya, as a rally point. And not the second. And we'll move ships as needed. So, battleships. Battleships, battleships, battleships. Actually, you know what? I want to build 10. Better would be to build 2 on each of my first 5 worlds.
Special project complete.
Then we're going to have 5 new battleships in each fleet. Our continued studies of the massive skeletal remains on Thuram 1 have managed to shed some light on how the creature ended up on the planet. Some kind of dimensional portal existed briefly toward the rear of the skeleton. Science officer Lafite Cayusto theorizes that the creature passed through this gateway from another dimension, only to quickly perish in the hostile environment. I feel like we got this one really early, but hey, at least we got some more physics research out of it. These projects, physics-wise, are not helping us as much as they used to. Aerostat colonies. A ruined network of aerostat colonies dating back at least 3 millennia can be found in low orbit of this gas giant. Their original function appears to have been gas mining, but they have since been abandoned and reoccupied by many different races and pirate groups. The colonies have been thoroughly stripped of anything even remotely valuable, but the mere fact that they are still aloft after all this time makes them an interesting subject of engineering research. Fascinating. Okay, so this construction ship is also done. Is there anything else you can build? Yes, there is. There's clearly something else here to be built on. No, there's not. The game is lying to me. Oh, wait. No, there is. It's literally right there. Oh, we've got a construction ship in the system building that. Okay, that's why. Right next to it, I wasn't even paying attention. There's another ship right there. Hejom civilization encountered. They are in a renaissance. Where are you? Way out here in Venico. Can totally build cruiser assembly yards, but I'd rather have faster battleship construction, to tell you the truth. That's what would be more fun. Anyway, I said earlier that I was going to experiment with setting up a
Debris analyzed. System survey complete.
spaceport. So let's go here to Kerensa, where we control Na Karen. And there is actually already a spaceport there. So they must have built it on their own. That reminds me, yes, they do actually build their own over time, once they've been given the opportunity to do so. All right, so the Lum Rona is ready to go back to automatic exploration. Okay, Drogena has had some issues with their mission progress. So has Udpal Zakjaks. However, Henumium is doing just fine.
Survey complete.
So off to a off to 1/3 of a good start.
System survey.
One of the small moonlets orbiting this gas giant has been identified as a promising mining site. Okay. Have a look at it then. The Lemreva is in need of upgrades. Alright, we definitely need to build mining stations there, followed by research stations there. Alright, do I have enough? Looks like I've got enough influence now to colonize Iramen, right? Nope, 188. I'm going to wait a little bit longer. We're going to do it this episode. And then that will open up the door to colonizing Osmodin, Quirus, maybe even Escala. We're going to finish colonizing this arm of the galaxy. It's going to be great. All right, Asterion 2 gets some extra energy credits. Not bad.
Anomaly found.
Okay, the magnetic field of the Nico 6 experienced a complete reversal while it was being observed by the Lum Laura. This rare event has interchanged the positions of the planet's magnetic poles, and we got some physics research. Nice. All right, let's do some research there. Again, a lot of these research events we've seen. And they're starting to pile up faster and faster, too. So, okay, looks like some of our battleships are finishing up. You can see them in transit. So that's going to give us, what? 10 battleships per fleet, and then 13 cruisers per fleet. So I need a total of 13 more cruisers.
System survey complete.
Let's do cruiser assembly yards. Hang on. Let's do cruiser assembly yards on these two planets, and we'll build cruisers there. Oh, I saw this recently in a game I was playing offline. The very geological structure of Asterion 2A is indeed in flux, driven by what science officer Exfolio Capinet assures us is a tectonic process as fascinating as it is esoteric. What is of more interest to the voices is that we may be able to strategically halt the planet's ceaseless chaotic self-transformation. In short, a near-instant terraforming of the planet into something slightly, if not entirely, more habitable is theoretically possible. Exfolio Capinet estimates that an additional 200 energy credits will be needed to power a thorough mapping of planetary activity and determine the validity of what the science officer has termed a surgical terraforming strike. Of course, we can always choose to terraform it using existing technologies at a later date. The Lum Aura will have its 200 credits, and we have a 50% chance of success. Let's see how it goes. Nice! Science Officer Exfolio Capinet reports that the Asterion 2A can indeed be terraformed. A narrow window of opportunity is expected to open shortly as the planet enters a particularly unstable phase of... Is it this one right here? Yeah, Asterion 2A. As the planet enters a particularly unstable... It's not a planet, it's a moon. Phase of its cycle lasting a couple of months. Exfolio Capinet believes that miniaturized explosive charges delivered to the planet's crust and strategic irradiation of the atmosphere during this time will halt Asterion 2A's tumultuous changes and stabilize it in a form somewhat more suitable for sustaining life. So this is a barren world right now. Special project has been issued, but we do not have much time.
Situation.
Excellent. Okay, you do it. Meanwhile, I think we now do have enough. Nope, we need 188. So one more month. There we go. Nope, over here is where I wanted to go. Now this is a arid world, so we need to colonize this using the Zikmok. We definitely want to use, was it, yeah, most of these pops should be the same now. Actually, some of them are still different, believe it or not. Yeah, let's get you guys out here. You're going to build better. And we will land you right there. So this is Nal Iriamen. Let's just say Nal Iria. 1R. Any anime fans? Actually, it's a classic anime at this point. Might be getting a small reference there.
Special project complete.
Science Officer Exfolia Capita is proud to report that Asterion 2A can now be reclassified as an arid rather than a barren planet. This grand experiment has greatly enriched the coral sciences. So we get physics and engineering research from that, and this is an arid world that is way too far away to colonize right now. But at least this way, I wish there was a way to pin something. There's not, is there? I wish there was a way just to put a marker on something. Just so I can note, you know, hey, this is something I want to come back to. But it's here, Asterion 2A. So we need to remember that from when we come this way to colonize. And on that note, we're 26 minutes into the episode. We have a colony ship on the way to Iriamen, or what's now going to be Nal Iria. And as of that point, we'll probably add them to Sexaya, as well as these. Sexaya might actually be this entire area here. It might. We'll see. How much more room for sectors do I have? I've got room. I can do another one if I wanted to. But I will go ahead and cut this one here. And in the next one, we're going to work on expanding more rapidly in this direction, as well as building up our fleets a little bit more than we already have, just so that we can be prepared to take on the Copenjaxi hegemony. Because I, frankly, am tired of them butting up against our borders. And also, they seem to be butting up against the borders of the fallen empire we have here, the Uko Praknar. I think I called them the Ukno Praknar, the Uko Praknar Watchers. So maybe we should get them to back the hell off by attacking them ourselves. So yeah, we'll probably focus on that as well. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. New episodes in survival, science fiction, if I can talk, and simulation content. Yeah, those three air every day at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I promise I know my own channel. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.